Hi. Um, I would like to at first thanks for the audiences that they shared their views with me. I know some of them are negative views, some of them are positive views. I respect them all. I took this opportunity to thank them for their contribution to my channel. And some of our audiences asked me to give some information about some specific projects that they had in their mind. I wrote them in private that I will do that, but due to my own business and my schedule, I'm a little bit in a short of time. But it doesn't necessarily mean that I am going to avoid them. In fact, I will dedicate my time to comply with their request. And therefore, I would like to thank you for your contribution to my channel. And please keep share your thoughts and your ideas with me. I would appreciate that. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to change a little bit my format this week. I don't want to speak with the start of week a specific topic, which I will do it later on. But I would like to, let's say, pass through some events that we had seen last week. Thus, we will evaluate them at the end of our conversation. Now, we'll start with Pakistan. Prime Minister Imran Khan has met with IMF President Christine Lagarde in Dubai during the conference, and they have expressed their opinions about the possible bailouts of Pakistan within 2019 if a deal or a consensus can be reached upon. Now, why it is important? Because this is about economy, and a country with a Pakistan size such as 100 million in populations, maybe I think more, a little bit more than that, and with one of the biggest economies they had, and important also trade partners to most countries, it means a lot also to global effects. Because Pakistan has received, especially from Saudi Arabia recently and United Emirates, some funds, but they are not necessarily helping them, which indicates that their problems are more severe than considered. Now about Turkey. Recently, President Erdogan has declared a war against the grocery prices, which in our opinion was very wrong. A president's job is not to deal with these kind of things. A president's job and responsibility is to make sure that the people who is working for the government, from top to down, is doing their job. So in this episode, we evaluate that this intention is only to gain some points before the elections, which is due March 2019. But also it shows us an incident that the business in these grocery stores are increasing the price because of the devaluation of the Turkish lira. And moreover, the supply chain is also, the cost of the supply chain from X to Y point is also increasing, which government cannot do a lot about. However, by suppressing the prices, now government has opened a debate. Can they sustain this for a long time where they can really control the prices? Because in fact we know that there is a price surplus due to bad intention, but it's mostly also about the economy, the cost of the supply chain. So considering this, we see this action cannot remain for a long time intact. We consider after the elections, most likely, President Erdogan will give up this smoothly. But also this indicates that the Turkish economy has a very bad prospect at this moment within 2019. Once the government's pressures will be left, it means that there will be another price hike in the grocery stores, which is going to affect the people's satisfaction a lot. Now coming to Spain, on the 13th of February 2019, the parliament has rejected the Prime Minister's budget offer, which is now going to open an early election during 2019 because of the very sensitive balances between the four main political parties within Spain. We are expecting a very early election, most likely before or after the summer it will take place, although nothing has been declared yet. We are expecting within March or April at most it will be place. This is about the budget, and budget also reflects that in the European Union, and one of the most important economy in the European Union is Spain, following or before or after, Germany and France, since UK has left, still is going to leave, right? Anyway, and this also indicates that there are some unsatisfaction within the European community. So that's very important in terms of economy and policy. Now coming to Russia. Despite that Russia is very big in economy, we know that they have disputes with the United States and also Europe. But recently, on also 12th of February, Vladimir Putin has declared a new economic development program. Now, what does it mean for Russia? This is a 6-year ahead projection, which indicates that there will be 391 billion US dollars to be spent for infrastructure projects, especially such as roads and some energy, electrical stations, big ones, and water dome it might be, and some sanitary channels and other things. Now, we are not very confident that Russia can meet with their expectations or targets, due to the reason that the 6 years ahead project is like approximately, if we need to talk about, it's like $70 billion per each year. It's a huge investment, and we are not very confident that Russian economy will meet with such expectation with the budgets that we are considering each year. They are supposed to make through their tax collections and other things such as energy supply to Europe especially. But the indication or the intention emphasize another thing, that Russia doesn't foresee any recovery with European Union and United States within a decade. And that shows, the intention shows the development, economic development program emphasize that they are now getting ready for this. So it means that the relations between European Union and also Russia will remain intact, if not goes worse than today. That will affect also the economy too, and the global economy. Now, coming to China and United States, there is a war trade, we know this, but China has announced their fourth quarter 2018 progress, economic progress, which there is a growth by 6.05%. Now, considering the Chinese development each year, progress each year, pace, let's say, between 8 to 11 to 12, this means just there is a recession there. It's not a crisis, but there is a recession there. So it is not a good sign for global economy. The Central Bank of the United States is going to most likely meet in March 2019, if I'm not, or the early days of 2019 April. But we do not expect that they are going to increase the interest hike, which means that they have also some kind of, they want to wait and see how the local economy grows. And if they will not see that growth is happening quickly as it was intended during third quarter of 2018, they are not going to increase the interest rate. But considering the statements from the other banks leaders, there is a strong growth still goes on. However, we do not believe that this is going to remain intact in the United States for a long time, especially during 2020. And the main reason I want to explain is President's own program. Now, he has been thinking to put some interest rates or let's say extra tariff to goods that is imported from other countries, exported from other countries. And one of them is, let's say, this is a pen, these two pens, and one of them, this one is local, which is United States, and this is made in global, other part of the world, other than United States. Now this is 80 cents, this is $1. By putting a 30% tax on this one, you increase the price to $1.05, and this is still $1. So before you were selling as a number of pens in United States as a million, number 1 million, but with these extra tariffs or taxes, now it will drop to maybe 900,000, although the revenue will be increasing. But now this is what the American companies are going to win. They are going to win shortly, and this is what I am thinking still in the United States, that they are seeing these effects, and they will see these effects, especially second and third quarter of 2019, where the stock market might rise up, but I do not believe that this is going to remain intact because of the, I will say, the secret statement that I have already made. 1 million it was produced, now it will be produced 900,000. Which means that for this 100,000, which is lost due to the price hike, there will be unemployment. Elsewhere, somewhere else, maybe in Thailand, Taiwan, China, or United States, or somewhere else. I don't care. But this is going to cost the global economy. Now, of course, the United States has the stomach to resist this, and to, they can recover their loss compared to any developing countries. But, however, in 2019 also, it doesn't mean that the United States, at the especially third and fourth quarter, I'm expecting, and it will show some weaknesses because of this. You cannot affect and pressure the other side of the world and expect that your economy will remain intact. Also, it will be affected negatively. We should not forget that especially the service industry, banking industry, and especially advanced technological parts where like Boeing's, Apple, Microsoft is producing, is the main headquarters are in States. They are going to be affected as in terms of budget, in terms of also revenue. So it is going to affect what? The United States economy. And also it will affect the weapon manufacturers too, because other states like developing countries like Pakistan, Turkey, India, and other states will not buy these kind of things. So there is a trade-off always. And now, once you put your hands on this trade-off by putting or increasing the taxes, which President Trump has done, you can't expect nothing is going to remain as the United States wants. Also, they will see these negative things. Therefore, we are expecting that there will be a kind of a recession, to the point that at least China and the United States is going to agree about the trade, especially on intellectual rights, and some also, I will say, maritime issues, which United States has a dominance globally. So before that doesn't take place, we are expecting, especially starting by third quarter to fourth quarter, we are going to see some recession in global economy, which is going to affect the countries like Turkey, especially because of weaknesses in the economy.